What if I told you that school taught you how to work for money, but never how to make money work for you? What if the financial system was built to keep you trapped, and one man decided to break free, then teach millions to do the same? This isn't just about dollars. It's about mindset. It's about escaping the invisible cage we were all born into. And Robert Kiyosaki, he didn't just escape it. He lit the map. In this video, you're about to discover the life of a man who went from bankruptcy and rejection to global financial icon. You'll learn why being broke isn't your fault, but staying broke is your choice. The mindset that separates employees from entrepreneurs. The painful childhood lesson that launched a movement. And how Robert Kiyosaki changed the way the world thinks about wealth. This isn't a business video. It's a mindset shift, one that could set you free if you're willing to listen until the very end. Lesson 1. The Power of Two Dads. Robert Kiyosaki grew up in Hawaii. He had two father figures. One was his real dad, a highly educated man, a school teacher, and eventually the head of Hawaii's education system. He believed in job security, a steady paycheck, and hard work. The other was the father of Robert's best friend, an entrepreneur with an 8th grade education who built businesses, invested in real estate, and never relied on a job. As a young boy, Robert stood between two belief systems, two voices, two roads. One said, go to school, get a good job. The other said, learn how money works or be controlled by it forever. Most of us are raised by the first dad. We're taught to memorize facts, follow instructions, and fear mistakes. But wealth doesn't come from following the crowd. It comes from thinking differently. Robert didn't just learn from both fathers, he chose which mindset to live by. That choice would change his life, and eventually, change the world. But before that world-changing impact, Robert would have to face complete failure. Lesson 2. Failure is a prerequisite for wealth. Before he became a financial teacher, Robert tried and failed at multiple businesses. He started a nylon wallet company. It grew fast, but collapsed even faster. He went bankrupt twice. Friends left. Bills stacked. Self-doubt crept in. But Robert didn't see failure as an ending. He saw it as education. While others quit, he studied. Not textbooks, real-world money, taxes, assets, leverage, cash flow. And with every lesson, he got smarter, braver, bolder. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the tuition you pay for greatness. Most people stop after one rejection, one bad investment, one lost job. Robert reminds us, your net worth will never outgrow your mindset. If you want wealth, you must be willing to lose, to learn, to rise again. He was down, but not out. His comeback was about to begin. Lesson 3. Teach what you wish you were taught. In 1997, Robert wrote a little book with a big truth. It was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. No publisher wanted it. They said it was too different, too basic, too unconventional. But Robert self-published it anyway. And in doing so, he turned financial ignorance into financial revolution. He didn't use complicated jargon. He used simple stories, real examples, hard truths. He taught the world the difference between assets and liabilities, the power of passive income, the dangers of working for money instead of making money work for you. Sometimes, the thing that makes you different is the exact thing that makes you valuable. Robert didn't try to sound smart. He tried to make others smarter. And that's the essence of impact. Sharing what you wish someone shared with you. But the world didn't immediately embrace him. In fact, many attacked him. Lesson 4. Be so resilient, they can't cancel you. As Rich Dad, Poor Dad sold millions, critics came for Robert. They said he was unqualified, that his advice was dangerous, that he was just a storyteller. He was mocked by traditional financial advisors, ignored by academia, and dismissed by media. But Robert never flinched, because he knew one thing. He wasn't trying to please everyone. He was trying to free those who were ready. If you try to avoid criticism, you'll avoid greatness. Every innovator is first labeled crazy, then genius. Robert didn't debate his critics. He let results speak louder than opinions. So ask yourself, would you rather be liked or remembered? Don't go anywhere. The next part is where everything changed. Lesson 5. Build systems that set you free. Robert didn't stop at books. He created games, courses, seminars, and a global brand. He invested in real estate. He built a business empire. But more importantly, he built systems that didn't rely on him. While others worked harder, Robert worked smarter. He learned to buy time, not just toys. He didn't want to be rich to impress anyone. He wanted to be free. Today, the cash flow quadrant he created, employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, has transformed how millions think about income. The goal isn't just money. It's freedom. Freedom to think, to create, to fail, to live. Robert teaches us to escape the rat race by building assets, not chasing paychecks. That doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen with the right mindset and the right map. Robert Kiyosaki didn't just write a best-selling book. He created a movement, one that turned financial education into a life mission. He proved that wealth isn't about luck. It's about learning. He showed us that school may teach you how to get a job, but it won't teach you how to live free. And most of all, he gave voice to millions of underdogs. People who felt trapped, confused, misled. He didn't give them money, he gave them power. Because knowledge isn't just power. Applied knowledge is freedom. If this story sparked something inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe, because we share real stories that change real lives. The next one might be the message you need right now. Share this video because someone you care about is stuck in the rat race. This could be their first step out. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need a fancy degree. You just need the courage to think different. Like Robert Kiyosaki did. Now it's your turn.